Hello and welcome to this edition of the Terry Talks Nutrition Educational Webinar Series. Our presenter today is Terry himself. Terry Lemerond is a retailer, author, educator, and entrepreneur with over 45 years experience in the natural products industry. During his career, he has researched and developed over 400 nutritional and botanical formulations that continue to be top-selling products on the market today. His personal website dedicated to health and nutrition can be found at terrytalksnutrition.com. Terry has been a true inspiration to hundreds of people as he's helped them on the path to health and wellness, and we are delighted to have him here today to talk about a subject that is of great interest to many people, and of course that is how to effectively lose weight and be healthier. So thank you very much for joining us today, Terry. Everyone is looking forward to your presentation.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this presentation on how to effectively lose weight. I'm sure many of you who have tried to lose weight have tried many different methods, and as we know that many of them do not work because we have many people that have lost weight, and after losing all the weight, they regained the weight. They have tried methods that like counting calories, smaller portions. They have all tried all kinds of ways to lose weight, and really nothing has ever worked. Now, I'm going to give you what I believe is my personal opinion and my personal observation on how people can lose weight, and you lose weight permanently, to have a slim body, to have a very well-toned body. But there are things we need to do in order to reach that level of weight loss that we want to be at. And, you know, really, when you think about weight and we are overweight, you have to realize that we are not just overweight. We actually are unhealthy. Obesity and being overweight actually causes many health conditions, many diseases, even cancer. So we want to be at a lean body weight to be healthy and to also lower the risk of disease. So this is a very good method for just preventative of disease and to be in good health. So today's webinar is all about weight loss. In fact, it's terrible because 1/3 of children ages 6 to 19 are overweight or obese. 70% of American adults, in fact, I believe it's about 45% of Americans are obese, and about 39% of Americans are overweight, including 3 out of 4 men. America also has an exercise problem. Over 20% of Americans get zero physical activity other than their jobs. And I don't know where that statistic came from, but I think it probably would be a lot more than 20% get zero. I bet it's closer to 50% from the people that I talk to and the people that I observe, or when I'm giving a lecture, I find many, many people do not get any physical activity. Most of the physical activity they get is coming to the lecture. That's about it for that week. It's a shame that we don't have a better culture of activity and being in a good, lean body weight. There's a lot of doctors who do not believe in supplementing the body with dietary supplements, dietary food supplements, multivitamin and mineral supplements, or other type of supplements. But there are I think, two guidelines that most scientists and most doctors will adhere to and believe in. And that is lose weight and be more physically active. When they fed animals less food, they lived 50% longer and they were in better health. And we are finding so many people that do live longer are not healthy and end up in nursing homes not able to take care of themselves. They do not live an independent life. But the number of Americans who are actively trying to lose weight, and which actually has declined. Between 1988 and 1994, 56% of overweight people said they were trying to lose weight. And then between 2009 and 2014, that number has dropped to 49%. Some people are just giving up. And actually, I think many people are giving up because I don't know where it comes from. It's advertising, or people are saying just, well, don't lose weight. You're better off just where you are. Or they're showing models that are overweight, that it's okay to be overweight. No, it's not okay to be overweight. It's unhealthy. You are subjecting yourselves to a greater risk of diseases, including cancer. People are just giving up because what they've tried doesn't work. I think at the end of this presentation, you will realize that this is a different way of losing weight. What I'm going to give you as a presentation is a different way to lose weight. You don't have to count calories. Calories just don't make any difference. Calories do not work. It's the old adage, calories in, calories out. No, because different foods that are a different amount of calories have a different function in the body. If you eat 2,000 calories of sugar and carbohydrates, you'll gain weight versus somebody who eats 2,000 calories of fat and protein. Calories are not the way to lose weight. Don't count calories. Don't try to eat less. Try to eat better. Select foods that work in a different mechanism of action in your body than other foods that don't work correctly in your body. So we're going to show you how to do this and to lose weight and be successful. You'll have a better muscle tone. You'll feel better. You'll have a better quality of life. You'll reduce the risk of certain kinds of diseases, including cancer. It pays to be lean. And weight loss is possible. No matter the reason for your weight gain, committing yourself to making a healthier choice will lead to results. If you have tried to lose weight in the past and were not successful, don't give up. You know, when I was in my my late teens to early 20s, I'm 5'7" and I weigh close to 250 pounds. That's what got me into this business. That's why I love to try to help people understand that you can have a better quality of life. When I weighed close to 250 pounds, I was a sugarholic. I was a carboholic. My father was an alcoholic, and I did the exact same thing, only I was more social than he was. He was considered antisocial because of he was not a happy alcoholic. He was a mean alcoholic. I inherited maybe some of those genes, but I was a sugarholic, and I was a nasty person. I didn't feel good. I was depressed. I had hypoglycemia. I had low blood sugar. I was sarcastic. Maybe if you met me today, you wouldn't like me, but you certainly would have not liked me years ago. I was a sarcastic, obnoxious, belligerent person. And a long story short, I was advised to get out of town because I was so much in trouble that I joined the Marine Corps, and luckily, Captain of the Marine Corps changed my life. And he taught me how to eat and how to exercise. Now, this is not, God has me in his hand, because this man that changed my life was a captain. I was a private. Now, captains and privates don't get along. Not that they don't get along. They don't associate. Captains don't associate with privates. But this man saw me struggling. He met me in a fitness center in Oceanside, California, and he saw the problems I was having, and he took me under his wing, showed me how to work out, showed me how to exercise, took me to a health food store, and introduced me to a better way of life. And that passion has never left me in the last 50 years. He has taken care of me. He did take care of me. And now that's why today I'm 5'7", and I weigh 155 pounds. And I lift more weights. I work out more effectively. I travel all over the world. I work all day. I'm in the office by 5:30. I'm constantly thinking about how to live a better quality of life for myself and for you. You can be a better person. I don't care what age you are, what quality of life that you're at right now, what career you're in. You can be a better person. All you have to do is decide what you want. No matter the reason for your weight gain, committing yourself to making a healthier choice will lead to success and results. You have tried to lose weight in the past and were not successful. Don't give up. I didn't give up. I didn't go from 250 to 155 in a month. It was a process. Learning how to live better, learning how to eat better, learning what foods were better for me, and working out and getting the right exercise program. I've done all that, and I can help you be better. And goal setting can be extremely helpful. I'm a very, very goal-oriented person. I don't have any serious technical background or education. I have 45 years of life experience in the health food industry. But I've learned a lot in those 45 years. And I can help you gain insight into your weight gain just by making some changes in what you're doing today. The road to weight loss includes you've got to change your diet. Don't eat the same food that got you fat. And cut down those foods and then go back to those foods again in a larger quantity, because, you know, every time you lose weight, 35% to 50% of the weight you lose is muscle. Now, I've given lectures to groups of people that want to lose weight and want to be in better shape. And I've met people. I met a lady in her I would say mid to late 80s, and she was lean. She had been very fat all her life. Lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight, lost weight, gained weight. Now remember, every time you lose weight without the proper exercise, because you want to keep your muscles strong while you lose weight. But if you don't keep your muscles strong while you lose weight, the weight you lose is 35 to 50% muscle. Now, when you're on that yo-yo diet and you go back and you gain weight, you didn't gain muscle, you gain more fat. So this woman, I would estimate she weighed maybe 120, 125. Older lady, tiny little lady, probably 5 foot tall. She was with her daughter. Now that woman was 125 pounds of fat and bone. She had no muscle. All the dieting and gaining and dieting and gaining had cost all of her muscle strength. She could barely sit up in a chair. She could barely walk. I watched her when she walked out. Her daughter had to help her cross the street and walk up a curb, and the lady could not get up on the curb of her own ability. She did not have the muscle strength to step up one step. Her daughter had to help her up. So we're going to show you how to lose weight and maintain muscle strength, because you don't want to lose weight and be weak. This lady was 125 pounds of fat and fat and bone, because she had no muscle. She had lost it over the 85 years, 87 years, whatever she was, and she had no muscle tone whatsoever. Her flesh just hung on her bones. We're going to show you how to use physical activity to maintain muscle tone and strength, and how to use nutritional supplements, if you want to help you and to assist you in losing weight and maintaining that weight loss. So now, it's difficult, but not impossible, and well worth the effort, because it's not calories. You're not eating too many calories. You're eating the wrong food. And you're not eating too much. You can eat all the calories you want and all the food you want if you eat the right food. Because if you eat the right food, you will not overeat. And we'll show you that in a few moments. But for now, your diet has to eliminate sugar. Absolutely sugar, because it has no nutritional value. And sugar burns like a match. If you strike a match, it's out in a few seconds. We're going to show you how to eat foods that burn like a candle and give you extra energy for long periods of time, and you don't get that sugar burn, that sugar crash, that sugar spike, and then you want to eat more. People that eat the wrong kind of food eat too much because they're never satisfied. They're always hungry. So sugar, especially added sugar and high fructose corn syrup. On the average, each individual in America, on an average national basis, yearly consumes up to 250 pounds of sugar. Now, I don't eat sugar, and many people that I know do not eat sugar because they're health conscious. So on a national average, somebody might be eating all of our sugar, so they might be up to 300 pounds of sugar per year. That's almost a pound a day. Now, I know they don't scoop that out of their sugar bowl because manufacturers use tons of sugar in packaged goods. Eliminate refined white flour, and I would say eliminate all carbohydrates. We'll find out later why. Because white flour and most carbohydrates are high glycemic index foods. Foods that are quickly digested and absorbed. It needs no digestion. Oh, I shouldn't say no digestion. It has little it has little fiber. It has other little nutrients, so it doesn't take much for it to be digested. And that carbohydrates is sugar. It's just in a different form. White potatoes would be like eating a Snickers bar. White bread, the same. White rice. Bread products, pancakes, muffins, buns, crackers, and pretzels. 70 to 90% of the American diet, for everybody, is carbohydrates and sugar. When they convinced us, erroneously, in the 1950s and 60s, that fat was bad for us, which is absolutely another story, but absolutely nonsense. Fats are good for us. Now, there are bad fats, of course, and there are good fats, but we can have all the good fats and all the good fats in the quantity that we want. Don't try to curtail fats. Fats are good for us, and fats will help us to lean out. But check your glycemicindex.com to check which foods have the highest glycemic number. They range anywhere from 0 to 100. And if you're going to eat any carbohydrates, I would say drop them down to at least 50 or lower. Lower the better. They'll give you good results. Replace carbs with protein and healthy fats. I am a carbohydrate intolerant. I can't take any carbohydrates. When I eat carbohydrates, I get moody, I get irritable, I get cranky, I don't feel good, I get bloated, I get indigestion, and we're all different. I know some people that eat all the carbohydrates they want and they feel fantastic. Lucky them. There are people that gain weight are usually carbohydrate intolerant. So you want to replace carbs with proteins and healthy fats. Now, I eat primarily protein and fats. My carbohydrates per day, and the U.S. government suggests 300 to 400 grams of carbohydrates a day, even for diabetics. The Diabetic Association recommends carbohydrates for diabetics. That's sugar. So my carbohydrates, on average, are about 20 grams a day, not 300 to 400. I can't tolerate that. And I think you'll find the same. If you gain weight easily, you're carbohydrate intolerant. Now, nuts, fantastic food. I have at least a handful or 2 handfuls a day of nuts. Almonds and walnuts are my favorites, and they're the most healthiest. In fact, one study found that every extra serving of nuts prevented a ½ pound of weight gain. Hey, go figure. I know so many people that won't eat nuts because, oh, they're fattening. There's fat in them. You know, people avoid fats because they have this kind of mentality that doesn't resonate with them. But fats will get you leaner. And added benefits, nut intake triples the odds of keeping the weight off. When you're hungry, reach for nuts, a boiled egg, something that has protein and fats. One study found that snacking on nuts close to dinner time cuts evening calorie intake by 25%. And full-fat dairy. You know, that's the only way cows, nature, has dairy. There's no, cows don't give 2% or skim or no fat. The full fat. Why? Even if you drink that protein and the calcium in skim milk or no-fat milk, the fat is there for you to assimilate all of the other nutrients. So you're not getting the best value of the protein and the minerals, the nutrients in milk if you don't have the fat. That's why nature made it. Breast milk for the infant is 50% fat. And a review on studies on full-fat dairy consumption found that 18 of 25 studies associated with full-fat dairy with lower body weight, less weight gain, and reduced the risk of obesity. And olive oil, one of my favorites. You know, they talk so much about the Mediterranean diet, and the first thing they say about the Mediterranean diet, it works because they don't eat meat. Baloney. It's all of the other accessory food factors that they eat that makes a difference. They do eat meat. They have lamb, mutton. There's other things that they eat, maybe not so much red meat. But think of what the things they get that are healthy. Those that are anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, olive oil with all the polyphenols. And when you drink olive oil or when you use olive oil, don't test olive oil with a piece of bread. Don't dip bread into a saucer of olive oil. Olive oil, the experience like wine. When you drink a sip of wine, you swish it around in your mouth, you taste the texture, you taste the body. That's the way to really taste wine, and olive oil is the same. And when you swallow the olive oil, you should get a slight cough or a tingle in your throat because olive oil contains polyphenols. And polyphenols are one of the most healthiest compounds that nature has to prevent and lower the risk of diseases and even maybe treat diseases. Olive oil is not a food to me. It's a medicine. And I've gotten to the point where I consume about 3 ounces of olive oil a day. That's about 6 tablespoons of olive oil. And I don't drip it all over my food. I actually drink it. I have a little shot glass I have a fusti. I have a 3-liter fusti in my house. And I have a shot glass next to it. And I fill up a shot glass of olive oil 2 or 3 times a day. And I found a friend that explored Greece for the best olive oil in Greece. He is Greek. He lives in the United States now. And he sends me the olive oil from his family in Greece. And, man, when that olive oil hits the back of your throat, you go, it almost catches your throat. That's good olive oil. You don't want it buttery. You don't want it with any other flavor. You want to taste it. And olive oil, after 9 weeks, overweight women receiving extra olive oil lost 80% more fat than women given soybean oil. And now we know that canola oil is even more a disadvantage than soybean oil. So make sure it's olive oil, not canola oil. Actually, canola oil actually even sets you up for dementia. And olive oil had a 5-point decline in blood pressure versus a slight increase in blood pressure in the soybean oil group. So consider the paleo diet. I'm going to talk about 2 diets. Now, I don't like the word diet. Diet means just food, but most people associate it with losing weight. But diet is what we eat. So you can have the paleo diet, you can have the ketogenic diet. These are diets that really severely restrict carbohydrates and sugar. The paleo diet is about 30% animal protein, 60%, yes, 60%, that's right, you heard it right, 60% animal fat, 10% non-starchy carbohydrates. That means those carbohydrates or fruits and vegetables that grow above the ground, not below the ground, not like beets or carrots or potatoes. Get those that are non-starchy vegetables and low fruits, or I should say fruits that are low on the glycemic index. And usually no more than 72 grams of carbohydrates daily, and less than 50%, or 50 should be say, just 50. The glycemic index is evaluated on 100 to, 0 to 100. You want to eat those foods that are 50 or less. Go way down, 20 or 30, better. And what are most Americans consuming? Versus 30, 60, and 10. 15 for protein, 33% of calories from fat, and 52% of calories from carbohydrates. And most people today are up to about 3,000 calories, so that's about 1,500 calories, and that's how you get fat. Do you know that we were lean and healthy before the 1950s and 60s? Then, when fats were maligned and were told we should not eat fats because it was bad for heart disease, and most people gave up fats, and all the manufacturers were on the bandwagon. Everything was no fat, less fat. Everything was changed. So then we made synthetic fats. Now that's crazy. Butter was bad, but margarine was good. A synthetic fat that it's as close to plastic as you can get. And we were consuming margarine in the 1950s and 60s. We still do to some degree. But fats are healthy for us. When they cut out fats, we jumped to the next food on the plane of foods: sugars and carbohydrates. Now take a look at America. Take a look at the world after consuming carbohydrates and sugar. And the first slide, remember I said 45% of Americans were obese. People were not obese in the 50s and 60s. 39% of Americans are overweight. So that tells us that what's causing it. Because all the sugar and carbohydrates that cannot be utilized by the insulin production into energy are stored as fat in our body. That's all carbohydrates, all sugar that is converted to fat and stored for a potential starvation period. But we never have that starvation period, so we just accumulate more fat, more fat, more fat. And it's because of the selection of the food, not the amount of calories, not the size of the food, not the portion of the food, not the helpings of foods, but just the selection of the foods. The category of foods, the food group, is what's making us fat. Now, exercise. You do want to exercise. But pick out the right diet first, the paleo diet. I follow the ketogenic diet. And if you go to www.ketogenicdietresource.com, that is an excellent website for helping you understand the ketogenic diet. It is more restricted in carbohydrates than the paleo diet, and it's better for me. My diet is primarily protein and fat. Protein and fat. very, very little carbohydrates. You know, all food has a little bit of carbohydrates. It's the only thing you can eat that doesn't is protein from animal proteins. But nuts will have some carbohydrates in. So you'll find carbohydrates almost everywhere. So I eat just protein and fat. I'll get enough carbohydrates anyway. So now, you don't have to work at the gym for hours and hours. In fact, they're proving now that there is too much exercise going on and maybe too little for most people. There has to be right in the middle. So here is the kettlebell workout. See the kettlebell? The kettlebell is like a cannonball with a handle. And it works 400 muscles in the body. All you have to do, I have 2 exercises that I think everybody can do. You don't have to work out with weights, although if you want to, it's a good idea to work out with the weights. You can do low reps or you can do high reps. They both work. About 20 minutes is all you need to do. You don't need to do hours of working out. But I like high-intensity workouts where you work out really, really intense for about a minute and then you rest for 2 minutes actively. Jump rope or ride a stationary bicycle or jog in place just to keep your body active. Work out for a minute, rest 2 minutes. Work out for a minute, rest for 2 minutes. Do that 5 or 6 times. So you really only did 5 or 6 minutes of exercise. The rest was active rest. So you have about 20 minutes of time involved, but you have about 6 minutes of exercise. You do that 2 or 3 times a week. That's all you need to do. The other one is the farmer's walk. When farmers did chores on the farm, they usually carried 2 milk cans in their hands. They were strong, lean, healthy. So the farmer's walk is to pick up 2 heavy objects, heavy for yourself, not for everybody else, heavy for yourself, weighing exactly the same. So like you might have a 10-pound dumbbell or a 10-pound kettlebell, 2 of them, one in each left hand, one in the right hand, and you walk. Now you pick up and you have enough weight that will not allow you to walk very far, maybe only 20 yards. I do it down my driveway. Just walk down your driveway. That's all you have to do. Down your driveway and back. That's enough. But you have to use enough weight to make that short distance a breathless workout. So when you finish your workout, you feel it in every muscle in your body. You don't have to walk 10 miles. You don't have to walk 5 miles. Walking 20 yards twice and do that 3 or 4 times, it's like walking 5 miles. You can do a very, very excellent workout in your home and in your yard. It works the abs, the thighs, the rear end. The kettlebell workout shows to burn as much as 20 calories a minute. This was a test of fit athletes who knew how to use the kettlebell, doing the swings and the lifts for 20 minutes. The results are equal to running a 6-minute mile or fast cross-country skiing uphill. Kettlebells aren't expensive, don't take up a lot of storage space, are easy to learn to use, and combine strength and aerobics in one workout. You have cardio and weight workout at the same time. It's an ideal solution. The kettlebell swing, and if you want to learn how to do the swing, go to my website, terrytalksnutrition.com, and I have a video there to show you how to do the kettlebell swing. Do the swing for 30 seconds to a minute, which is probably maybe 25 to 30 swings, and then rest for 2 minutes actively. That's one cycle. 1 minute exercise, 2 minutes active rest. That's a cycle. Do 3, 4, 5, or 6 cycles. You don't have to go beyond 6. That's more than enough. That takes you about 20, 25 minutes. Do that 2 or 3 times a week. And then do the farmer's walk if you have time, and if you want to do a little bit more to make sure you have a heavier workout. So there are some natural ingredients for weight loss that can help you very easily to satisfy your appetite, to increase thyroid function, because your thyroid is the gland of metabolism. It speeds up your metabolism. It's like the thermostat in your house. If you're cold, you turn it up. If you're hot, you turn it down. The thyroid does the same thing. It speeds up your metabolism. People that have very slow metabolism put on weight easier. They don't burn it off as fast. So if you are overweight, especially from the waist down, which is one good indication, you have big buttocks and you have well-padded thighs, you have big calves, that's a good indication, some of the good signs and symptoms of an underactive thyroid. Or you lose a lot of hair. Hair falls out very easily. The one-third of the outer eyebrows are missing. I've run into women that have no eyelashes and no eyebrows. That is a thyroid dysfunction, underactive thyroid. You get up in the morning, you're tired, you're still like you haven't slept. You're stiff, your face is puffy, your eyelids are swollen, your ankles might be swollen. These are all signs of an underactive thyroid. Fiber, a combination of fiber, which is good for everybody. Good for elimination, good for your colon and intestinal tract. But when you combine a good source of fiber with grape seed extract, fresh grape seed extract, and ginger, you have a good combination for satisfying your appetite, your cravings, and to help you lose weight. Fiber helps fill you up. Now, that's what also nuts do. Nuts is a good source of fiber. Some vegetables are good sources of fiber, and some of those are very useful in a paleo diet or a ketogenic diet. You are satisfied more easily. It reduces craving. And by slowing carbohydrate metabolism and stopping the blood sugar spikes, you don't get cravings. You don't get binge cravings. So you have fewer cravings and fewer out-of-control eating habits. Over 90% of participants taking a unique fiber supplement experience some amount of weight loss versus only 55% in the placebo group. 32% of the fiber group lost 5 to 10% of their body weight after 90 days versus only 3.3% of the placebo group. Grapeseed. What does grapeseed do for weight loss? That's an unusual selection, don't you think? Well, it reduces your appetite and helps prevent the buildup of abdominal fat. Yeah, that's what they call belly fat. Everybody wants to know how to get rid of belly fat. How do I get rid of these underarm, the underarms hanging down? You can't spot reduce. You have to lose overall your weight loss. In a study of humans, grapeseed extract reduced energy intake by 4%, which translates into an 8-pound weight loss or preventing an 8-pound weight gain. Animals fed grapeseed extract ate 20% less food than the control groups, so the control animals who had no grapeseed. The animals receiving grapeseed extract also had higher levels of a hormone called GLP-1 that is associated with satiety and delayed gastric emptying time, feeling full longer. So you are more satisfied when you're using grapeseed extract, ginger, and fiber. And ginger decreases hunger cravings and increases feelings of fullness after eating. Overweight men taking a ginger supplement saw an 8% reduction in hunger and a 12% increase in fullness versus placebo group, no ginger, 3 hours after eating. So they stay full longer, and when you start eating more proteins and fats, you'll say it's so easy to lose weight, so hard to do it. Once you get past the point and you get the discipline to want to do it and you follow the right procedures, weight will just fall off. 12 to 15 pounds a month. In a study of obese women, ginger extract for 12 weeks significantly reduced BMI and serum insulin levels. In an animal model of obesity, gingerol, one of the compounds from ginger, for 30 days led to reduction of body weight, glucose levels, and insulin levels versus animals on a controlled diet. ginger and grapeseed are very excellent accessory food factors for weight loss. So what to know? Well, here's the dosage I would recommend. 1,500 milligrams of fiber with ginger and grapeseed extract before meals. Take a large glass of water with this combination. There are no significant adverse events or side effects. You'll feel better. It will actually assist you to lose weight. But when it gets right down to it, folks, diet is what you eat. And when you select the right kinds of foods, you don't have to try to lose weight. It'll automatically fall off you. Believe me, trust me. But you have to eat the right diet. Choose the paleo diet. I have people Facebooking me and emailing me and said, I just tried your diet. I lost 12 pounds this month. I lost 15 pounds this month. And you're not going to be hungry. Now, maybe you won't have that big dish of ice cream before you go to bed with 2 muffins. But what do you want? Do you want good health? Do you want to be lean, well-toned, look good? Get rid of that belly fat? And improve your health, which means you reduce the risk of diseases over a long period of time. And iodine. The thyroid cannot do its job without iodine. And the thyroid gland is like the gas pedal of your car. It speeds up your metabolism so that you burn more calories. Most people eat as they have put the brake on in the car, that nothing burns properly. Thyroid hormones regulate metabolism, thermogenesis, burning calories to create heat, and food intake and fat oxidation. If on a weight loss plateau and you're gaining weight despite real efforts to lose, low thyroid function could be a medical problem, and you want to add more iodine. So if you add 12 to 25 milligrams of iodine daily, you'll start to kick jump your thyroid into proper function. So solution, increase iodine in intake. Here's the best combination. Iodine plus L-tyrosine. These 2 nutrients, iodine is a mineral, L-tyrosine is an amino acid that's found in protein foods, but when you take this combination as a dietary supplement, that's the only way that you can make thyroid hormones. I know a lot of people are on Synthroid. A lot of people are on synthetic hormones. In fact, Synthroid is the #1 drug prescribed in America. So what does that tell us? That thyroid function is non-existent in many, many, many people, and the majority are women. So using iodine and L-tyrosine will help to jumpstart your thyroid. And then avoid all gluten foods, all soy foods, and all water that has been chlorinated or fluoridated. You want to get rid of the bromides that will actually suppress your thyroid function. So what to know? Iodine experts recommend 6 to 12.5 milligrams of iodine daily for most people. The doses can range from 3 milligrams to 25 or even 50 milligrams daily. To increase thyroid function, take 15 to 30 milligrams of iodine with 200 to 400 milligrams of L-tyrosine daily. And look for 3 forms of iodine if you take a supplement. Each supplement should have at least potassium iodide, sodium iodide, and molecular iodine. These 3 affect many different functions in the body and give you the best results. Now also you can supplement with DIM. It's the active form of a compound called indole-3-carbinol, found in vegetables like broccoli and cabbage. Prevents estrogen and testosterone from converting to forms that can be harmful. In postmenopausal women, DIM improves the ratio of estrogen in its beneficial form to estrogen in its harmful form by 47%. It detoxifies the harmful forms of estrogen, synthetic estrogens. Estrogens that you find in food, in beverages, and drinks, and other types of, like, for example, PBA. It acts like estrogen in the body, and too much estrogen can increase body fat. For example, PPA is a well-known synthetic estrogen. Programmed cells to take in more fat, so the body is full of very large fat cells. Animal studies show that PPA exposure leads to increased abdominal fat. DIM protects the right amount of estrogen and testosterone in the body. We all have both sources of estrogen, of hormones in our body. Men have more testosterone than estrogen. More women have more estrogen than testosterone, but we have both. But to keep that in that balance, DIM provides the best results. So dosage. The best way to take DIM is in a combination with French grapeseed extract and curcumin for the same reasons as helping to lose weight. 120 milligrams of DIM with 250 milligrams of curcumin and French grapeseed extract. Curcumin and grapeseed help the liver to detoxify the spent hormones and the synthetic sources of estrogen. And additionally, overweight individuals who were not successful with weight loss after 30 days of dieting were treated for 30 more days with diet and curcumin, and they increased weight loss to almost 5% and the BMI to a loss of 6%. So weight loss is possible. Combine the right diet, that is the paleo diet or the ketogenic diet. You have to select different foods than the foods you're eating now that is causing you to be overweight. You can't cut down the foods that are getting you overweight, that are causing you overweight. You can't just say, well, I'm going to cut down some of these foods. There are still the foods that are causing unhealthiness in your body and a weight gain. And then combine that with a good source of exercise, the kettlebells, the farmer's walk. And then if you choose, add nutritional supplements for additional support like fiber, the combination with fiber, grapeseed, and ginger, and also the curcumin and DIM. These are two wonderful, great supplements that can help you lose weight. But ideally, you can't do anything correctly to lose weight if you don't make a different choice of foods and a proper diet that will maintain a lean body the rest of your life. You and I, when we're overweight, we are different. The foods that we select have to be designed for our body chemistry and metabolism. You can't eat carbohydrates and sugar in the amount that we are eating today in the American diet and expect to be lean. And thank you very much for listening. I'll turn this back over to our host today.
Well, thank you very much, Terry. That was a wonderful presentation. You're always so inspirational, and I'm sure that folks are going to be walking away with some great information to make life changes for themselves. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And for more information on Terry, you can visit us at terrytalksnutrition.com. You can sign up for the weekly newsletter. You can find access to our recordings of past events, and you can also ask Terry your own personal question. You can also find recordings of our previous presentations by visiting our YouTube channel at youtube.com/terrytalksnutrition. Again, thank you very much for taking the time to listen today, and we wish you the best of health, and we hope to see you again at a future event.